This is Rob Tebbutt for Behind the Gloves. I'm here with Matchroom Supremo.
Got the roll neck going on.
Oh yeah, what? Do you like the roll neck?
I got a lot of stick. I rocked the roll neck once. I think it was at might have been maybe Froch Kessler or so, Froch Groves way, and I'm still getting tweets about it. So
well, I'm slightly less in the media eye than you are, Eddie. So how do I look? Do I look alright? Am I pulling it off alright?
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, right. Of course, we're here at the Bellew-Haye. I have to be careful not to say Hey Bellew.
I say that sometimes, but no, definitely Bellew-Haye.
Definitely Bellew-Haye 2 rematch. How does it feel to get it done?
Good, tough. I mean, you'd think really that it's an obvious fight to make. You know, after the first fight, everyone's saying, "Oh, the rematch is huge," but like, we've really been negotiating about this fight. I was going to say since March, but basically what happened was after that fight, no one wanted to talk to each other. Everyone knew it was the fight to make, but no one wanted to make them the first move. Do you know what I mean? So after a while, it's like, you know what? I better just send an email. So I'm like, guys, do you want to talk about the rematch? Obviously, yeah, we do. You know? So once that barrier's been broken, and then the fun starts. Splits. Who goes first on the poster? Who rings first?
Who sits down first at the press conference?
Yeah. But that wasn't negotiated. That was funny to see today. But all these things, and over time, you know, this really was the only fight for David Haye. Tony Bellew did have options of other fights, but still, this was the fight the public wanted. This was the fight that people wanted to put to bed. And actually, what has happened now is this is a great heavyweight fight. You know, tell me better heavyweight fights than this. Yeah, there's a handful, not many. This is a really good fight, and I think from the first fight, people looked and said, "Oh, this is like a bit of a freak show. Bellew's coming up; he's going to get steamrolled. All this bravado, great build-up, but really, it's a good event, but not much of a fight." Now that's changed. Now people actually understand this is a real fight, a great fight, with the build-up as well, and with the intensity of the first fight. You know, it's a must-win for both. Once again.
Obviously, the first fight, you alluded to it in a press conference. You know, say hopeful, probably not the right word, but I mean, you felt that Bellew could win the first fight.
Yeah. Dave Caldwell said there they expected to win the first fight. I won't lie to you, I wasn't expecting to win. I thought he could win, and I hoped and prayed that he would win. Now, honestly, I expect him to win the fight. I know it's a dangerous fight. I know he could lose the fight, but it's not like, oh, please let Tony win. It's like, right, go and beat him. You know, not, oh, do your best, mate. This is absolutely go and beat David Haye and end his career. And that's what he'll be looking to do, and that's what I believe he'll do. He's massively underrated. If you speak to people in boxing, speak to people he's sparred with, speak to Froch, speak to Rob McCracken about Tony Bellew, a brilliant fighter. Just because he don't look like an Adonis, you know, people just presume that he's like just this lad from Liverpool who likes to tear up. He is a brilliant fighter, and so is David Haye, and that's why it's a really, really good fight, because people understand now Tony Bellew can take David Haye's power. It doesn't mean he can't get knocked out, but he can outbox him at times. He can last the rounds with him. And at first, it was more like, oh God, this could be all over in the first round. It could be again. It's heavyweight boxing. But now the odds have tightened. Haye's still the favourite, but people realise now this is a real fight.
I'm going to ask you a question that I expect. You're always quite an honest man, Eddie, despite the appalling picture that's painted of you. Full respect. Why do you feel that Bellew wins this fight? Obviously, you see him win the last one. Is it more a case of Bellew having proven it, or do you just not have the faith in Haye anymore? Is it a case of his body?
I don't have the faith in Haye. I thought that his timing was off in the first fight. I thought he was sloppy. I'm not sure his body can hold up over 12 rounds anymore. I think he's getting on. I think Bellew's confidence from the first fight. And when you've been in with someone and you've taken their power, again, doesn't mean you can't get knocked out, but Bellew's confidence going into this fight is sky high. And I believe Haye's confidence is actually rock bottom. I saw a different David Haye up there. I saw actually someone that was nervous. That's what it looked like to me. And actually in the face-off, it looked like he was about to cry. No, I'm not saying he's scared of Tony Bellew, but I just don't think his confidence is there. His confidence is there in his ability, in his timing, in his fitness, in his body, and Tony Bellew's full of beans. So again, I'm not saying that, oh, it's an easy win for Tony Bellew. It's not. I just expect him to win this fight, and I expect him to win it well.
Okay, so Tony Bellew comes through the fight on December 17th. He makes it 2-0 against David Haye. What are your plans for him after that? I mean, he must have had. I mean, I'm sure he did have other options. I mean, there was the World Boxing.
Yeah, the main one was Josie Parker. Obviously, after the Hughie Fury fight, you know, the stocks plummeted quite a lot, and that became, although for the world heavyweight title, just financially not in the same ballpark as the David Haye fight. And you know, Tony's at this situation now in his career where David alluded to, he's robbed the bank in the first fight. He didn't rob the bank. What he did was he walked in and he took what was his, and there was a lot of it. So yeah, he's financially secure. He doesn't need the money, but obviously he wants to be in the biggest fight as possible. When people are stopping him in the street, telling him they want to see him fight Haye again, that resonates with Tony. So if he fights again after the David Haye fight, then I think it will be Josie Parker, the WBO heavyweight world title, and I believe he'll beat him. But this is a dangerous fight, and at the moment, at this stage of his career, with everything he's been through, all eyes on December 17th.
Just moving away from today, I caught up with Dillian Whyte a couple of days ago. Always interesting to catch up with Dillian. He had some words to say about the rest of the heavyweights, most notably Jarrell Miller. I know that you saw Jarrell Miller last night. I was actually up until 4 o'clock this morning editing your footage. What's the situation for Dillian? Because we know Dillian's supposed to be on the Anthony Joshua.
He will be on that undercard, and you know, it's very frustrating because we seem to have been through the list of the top 15, and heavyweights and their teams are coming back to us saying, look, that's how much we want to fight Dillian Whyte. And I go back and say, okay, you got it. And then they come back and say, oh, actually, you know, we're going to be looking at another fight. So people, I'm not saying Dillian Whyte is the best heavyweight in the world. What I'm saying is he's a handful and he's a nightmare to fight. And I think people would rather not fight Dillian Whyte. And I think that goes for Deontay Wilder as well. Because when you're being offered $3 million plus US TV and you're making half of that, why would you not fight Dillian Whyte? Well, that doesn't make sense. So we're hoping at the moment that, and by the way, Jarrell Miller was up for the Dillian Whyte fight, but that's a fight that could be a very big fight.
Yeah,
in a few.
Two guys who aren't scared of the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
But
also, I'm hoping that Deontay Wilder fights Tebbutt, and that they'll let us fight Brazil.
Is there any update on that? Because obviously the Luis Ortiz situation.
I've got a horrible feeling they might try and fight Wilder still. Ortiz. Wilder still might.
Yeah, because Deontay Wilder's been quite vocal about wanting that.
I mean, you can't. What's the point in having drug testing? If someone fails a drug test, I'll just let him fight anyway. It doesn't work like that. So, you know, I think he should fight Tebbutt and get the mandatory out of the way. We fight Brazil, and then the winners fight each other for the WBC title in the spring. But we'll see. It's dragging on. November 4th is only 4 weeks away, so we shall see.
Okay, and just finally, Anthony Joshua returns to the ring soon against Kubrat Pulev.
Yeah.
How's the big man getting on?
He's training really hard. I mean, he astounds me that having achieved what he's achieved, financially, the credibility, the image, you know, the love, that he trains harder in this camp than he did even in the Klitschko camp, just because he's pushing himself and he wants to improve more. He's a consummate professional. And this is a really tough fight. Like, people just presume that he's just going to steamroll Kubrat Pulev. Give me your top 5 heavyweights in the world. You know, Anthony Joshua, the Ring magazine rate him like this: Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Kubrat Pulev. If he's not your number 3, he's in the top 5. So this is a genuinely tough mandatory matchup. Anthony's leaving no stone unturned. He's ready. 80,000 tickets with the roof on at the Millennium Stadium. The biggest star in world boxing. We look forward to the show. Okay, well, Eddie Hearn, I am backed up with people behind me who are desperate to get a word with you, so I'll leave you to it. If you do want some advice on how to wear the roll neck, just hit me up. You can get my phone number. Thank you very much, Eddie. Yeah, but thanks very much for talking to Behind the Gloves.
Hey, fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking right here.